Hi everyone. Today I'm going to walk you through the process of making a birth plan on caringtoterm.org. Even though we are facing a prenatal life-limiting diagnosis, there is a place for birth plans. In episode 11, A Different Kind of Birth Plan, we shared with you 2 resources we believe are key when you are having to majorly adjust or recreate a different birth plan due to receiving a prenatal life-limiting or fatal diagnosis. Caring to Term is an excellent resource for birth plans and more. The link will be in the cards above. Hi, I'm Tony Brabeck, the co-founder of Our Little Sparrows Pregnancy and Infant Loss Support. If you would like to know more about us and our organization, please use the link in the description below. Welcome to episode 13 of our new grief series, The Pregnancy Journey, a guide to grieving from diagnosis to the loss of your baby and beyond. We are going to focus on a second birth plan template. When given a prenatal life-limiting or fatal diagnosis, thinking about the arrival of your baby turns out to be heartbreaking instead of exciting and joyful. It's preparing for the worst, yet holding on to hope for a miracle. Having a birth plan can aid in identifying what you feel is most important and enables you to create the experience you desire for you, your baby, and your family. Today, we are looking at caringtoterm.org as I will walk you through the steps of their birth plan template. Okay, so we are going to go directly to the caringtoterm.org website. Just going to type it in. It's already in my list there, so I'm just going to hit enter. And here we are on the home page. And if you just scroll down a little bit, you'll see right here in the center, communicating your wishes, a personalized birth plan. So it's right here in the center. We're going to click on Learn More. Okay, and when you're ready, you can begin your birth plan. Now, just to show you, this is where you can create your account, and you enter your email address, first name is all it requires, create your password, and then you just click on that and you do the whatever it is they give you, and then create an account. And it's really nice because that way you can save your information, you can go back and change it. I'm going to go back to the other page here. And you can change it as many times as you want, and then when you're ready, you can print it off and make as many copies as you need for your medical care team. So I've already created an account for myself. I'm just going to put in my password and log in. Okay, close this little window. Okay, so here we are at your birth plan. Okay, so this first section is about you, and you can enter your name. You can say, I would like this birth plan to reference my baby by the baby, our baby, or you can put your baby's name or however you'd like your baby to be referenced. You can put the gender of the baby and you can title it. So this is just one I created just for as an example. So I just called it baby's plan. And that's the information I put in. You can save and continue, and it will take you through the next step. Now, this is an important paragraph here. Now, you can take this out, you can edit it, you can add to it however you want, but I really love the wording in this, and I highlighted this in episode 11. I think it was episode 11, that it just is, this is a plan, it's not written in stone, that this is just to kind of communicate what your intentions are, what your goals are for the time that you have after your baby's born, or even up until, during the delivery as well. And that, things can change. So this just encourages open communication with you and your medical team. So definitely an important paragraph to read there. And again, you can change it if you need. So I love how it just breaks everything by section, all on pretty much one continuous document. So you can start here by supports, and this is for listing your personal support, and you can list their name, their contact info. Do you have a doula? etc. So this is really good information to communicate with your hospital, your physician, the care team that you have, or the birthing center, wherever you're going to be. So, and you can just keep scrolling on. You don't even have to go back. Just keep going forward. This talks about the different kinds of birthing methods: induction, vaginal, VBAC, C-section. All of these are very important to discuss with your physician or midwife and see what is the best and safest option for you. There's a lot of questions you probably will have to ask. Maybe you're not familiar with some of the terminology. Don't be afraid to ask questions, okay? The more you know, the more you can make an informed decision about how you want your delivery experience to be and how you want your time with your baby to be. So please don't feel intimidated, or try not to feel like you can't ask certain questions. In my opinion, this is your time with your baby, and it's important to ask the questions that you need. So please do ask questions. Okay, so this here, after birth care for baby. This one is can be hard to read through and answer these. I encourage you to have a family member or your partner with you, a trusted friend, and just to go through these little by little. Okay, and you probably aren't going to know your answers to all of these right away. Um, that that way, it's actually good this way because you can save it and go back to it if you do decide what you want to do later on, and you can always change your answers. Um, these are hard questions. These are questions that you are going to wish you didn't have to answer, and it's going to take some time. So please take some time aside from everything else where you're not going to be distracted, and don't feel that you have to answer all the questions or that you have to know the answers to these questions. And you can go back to it later if you decide later on what you want to do. But it can be a lot, and so I just encourage you just to take your time and answer what you can, and know that you can change your answers later on. Okay. Um, Breast milk care. This is something that I was not even really aware of when we had our daughter, and she was our first. So I didn't really think about my breast milk coming in. Your body just knows that you delivered a baby, but your body doesn't know that your baby is not coming home with you to nourish. And so that can be a really hard and like salt in the wound type moment. But there are options, more options now than there actually were, I feel like, a few years ago, that you can donate your milk. You can check with your local hospitals, or there might be other nonprofit organizations that are looking for breast milk donation. So that is something that, if that is of interest to you, that you can look and check with your hospital to see if they accept or know of any organizations that will accept it. So that is something that you can look into, or you can just have a consult and just go through the process of letting your milk dry. Funeral home preparations. This is something that, again, was really hard for us. We actually didn't figure out our funeral home until after our daughter had already died. Um, we just didn't get to it. And even though we were given names of funeral homes in our area, but we didn't make that call until after we had gotten home. So um, if you're able to establish a funeral home, great. But again, sometimes things don't happen till it's absolutely needed, and that can be okay too. Okay. Neonatal organ donation. That is definitely something you want to speak to your partner, your family with, to see if that's an option for you and your baby. It is bittersweet, knowing that you will have to say goodbye to your baby, but also there can be healing moments in knowing that your baby will be helping another family and possibly saving the life of another. So there's other things here: chaplain services, room requests, and visitors. That's something that you don't even really think about. People will want to come and visit, but maybe you need to decide if that's something you're okay with or you're not okay with. Maybe you just want a private time with your babe. And that's something, again, too, that you can decide if you decide to change your mind at the time of your delivery, then that's okay too. Keepsakes, things that you might want to bring or ask to take home with you, and discharge and continuing comfort. So there's a lot to go through here, and I don't have time to go through every single one, but it is good if you can to start kind of sifting through each section little by little and deciding what is important to you, maybe what is not so important, or if you're not sure yet, that's okay. Again, like I said, you don't have to know the answers to all of these right now, and some of it you may not decide until the actual time of your delivery. So, um, and just know that things will kind of fall into place, even if you're not sure of what you're going to do. So that is the birth plan for caringtoterm.org. And again, you can save it and then download it and print off as many copies as you need to hand out to your team. Okay. And there is no way to get back to the top. Anyways, okay. I hope that's a little bit helpful for you. And if you're not sure about something, yeah, don't put that in. I hope that was helpful for you, just to kind of see and just kind of point out some things in this particular birth plan. I like this one because it's very thorough, it's well thought out, and it gives room for other things to come up if there's things that you haven't thought of that come up that are not on this birth plan. So at least is a really good start to building kind of the groundwork of your birth plan and how you want to spend that time with your baby when your baby comes. Remember, your selections are not written in stone. You may feel differently when it comes to delivery. You can change your mind if you want to, and birth plans can change. It is always good to have your medical care team double check with you in case you've changed your mind on some things. We know from personal experience with our firstborn, Olivia Hope Braybeck, that this is one of the hardest things to do, saying hello and goodbye to your baby. We hope these resources will enable you to create the treasured time you desire to have with your baby, as we did with our Olivia Hope. The decisions that we make as mother and father are from a place of deep love. We want you to know you are not alone. You are loved. Your baby will always be cherished. We are here to support you in any way that we can. We sincerely hope that you got value out of this episode. Please subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get alerts for when we post new content every week. If you would like to see more from our little sparrows, click on the next video in this grief series here. You can also click our weekly video podcast by clicking